Right, good morning, and thank you very much for joining me again today, 14 January 2020. And today we want to talk about the attack on Nelson Chamisa by Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya. Yesterday, I published this story. Dr. Ruhanya went on Twitter and he had a thread where he basically tore into Nelson Chamisa and his leadership team. He accused this team of cowardice. So these guys in MDC Zimbabwe, Nelson Chamisa, his vice presidents, and all the leadership team, basically he called them pathetic cowards who don't want to do anything, and now they are busy blaming the people of Zimbabwe and calling the people of Zimbabwe cowards. So I think I understand where this is coming from. Nelson Chamisa has grossly underachieved. Of all the people that I know who have been candidates in Zimbabwe, Nelson Chamisa was the most well-loved person across the whole country during the last elections here in 2018. The reason being, Nelson Chamisa is young, well-spoken, energetic, and his ideas very, very exciting. The problem is, Nelson Chamisa, after the elections, he has basically failed to provide people with direction. What should the people of Zimbabwe do? He claims the elections were rigged, but he is not providing directions to the people. What to do? Should people demonstrate? Should people disobey Idi Mnangagwa? What should people do? This has been a very, very big problem. What has then resulted is that the whole of Zimbabwe is in limbo. People don't know what Nelson Chamisa wants them to do. The honest truth is, if you ask a person right now, what does Nelson Chamisa want you to do? They do not know. During the demonstrations that were planned last year in 2019, Nelson Chamisa was not on the ground. Nelson Chamisa made speeches, and he was in demonstrations just before the elections. But after the elections, he did not attend those demonstrations. He went to court. And when he lost in court, he did not provide people with direction. What do we do? So just complaining that the elections are rigged, that's not enough. The power that Nelson Chamisa has is in the people. And I think this is where Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya's frustration is coming from. And I'm specifically mentioning Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya because he has been supporting Nelson Chamisa a lot. I've been following him ever since I first took video of him a few years ago when he was addressing here in Johannesburg. He has been supporting Nelson Chamisa. He's been speaking in support of Nelson Chamisa. But the frustration that came out yesterday, it resonated with a lot of people. A lot of people feel that Nelson Chamisa is on holiday as we speak. We're almost mid-January. If you look at the leadership team of Nelson Chamisa, no one at home. Look at Welshman Ngube, Tendai Biti, Chamisa himself. Look at Mahere. Look at Tabita Kumalo. There is nobody home. These guys are quiet. They're not setting direction. What it means is that 2020 is going to be business as usual. And young people right now, they want change. They want jobs. They want money in the bank. They do not want this silence. They do not want what is happening now in the MDC, where there's no direction, where people just speak because they want positions. If you look at the people surrounding Nelson Chamisa, most of them, they just want to be in position. They don't want to work for change. They don't want to bring improvement. They are looking for a position. There are people right now in the MDC, if you say anything against Nelson Chamisa, they're going to fight you. They will not even listen to what you're saying. If you suggest an improvement, they're going to say, no, don't say that about Chamisa, or they'll accuse you of being a ZANU-PF person. This is what Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya was saying, that MDC Zimbabwe, they do not take criticism. they're now in opposition, or a ZANU-PF in the opposition, where you can't say anything about them, where you can't suggest improvements. And I totally get what Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya is saying. Fantastic. In fact, I think he's one guy who is speaking out. Look at people like Magaisa. When he's speaking about Chamisa, he's going to try to butter it up. But Ruhanya just came out and laid it out as it is. Right. Let me briefly speak my own thoughts about Chamisa. And I've said this before, and I want to continue a little bit. Nelson Chamisa, one of his biggest problems, which I'm speaking respectively here when I say problems. Chamisa, he comes out and he says something. He's very, very clear. So last year he came out and says the MDC will be focusing on strategy, culture, and structure. You remember we talked about this. Strategy, where are we going? How are we going to get there? Structure, what kind of people do we need in position to implement our strategy? And culture, what kind of people are we when no one is watching us? So these three things, Nelson Chamisa clearly articulated last year. The biggest problem with Nelson Chamisa is he's going to come out and say something, and it will be so clear you understand him. But then he's going to go away and do nothing about it. Nothing has happened since Congress. I'm going to take you guys through the resolutions of the MDC at Congress. And I'm going to show you sometime this next week, when I get time, I'm going to show you. These guys come up with the resolutions. MT, School of Ideology, new constitution. They come up with such good ideas. Resist ZANU-PF, build background structures in the grassroots. These ideas are so good. Put in place an electronic card. Then after they say this, after they announce all this, they go away. This is a very big problem with Nelson Chamisa, because the biggest strength that Nelson Chamisa has is his people. So he needs to be communicating to this base. And this is why you see that people are revolting. The leaders, people who are supposed to be supporting Nelson Chamisa, they're starting to see him as a weak leader, someone who cannot successfully challenge Idi Mnangagwa. Because remember, 2023, Nelson Chamisa will not win the election with the current system. Everyone has agreed. There is no way Nelson Chamisa is going to win this election in 2023 the way the system is right now. It's going to get rigged. People are going to get beaten. The army is going to be used. And he'll be back to complaining. So whatever Nelson Chamisa needs to do, he needs to do it now, before the election. And Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya, in his criticism, said Nelson Chamisa should be working with the opposition, to have dialogue with the opposition, so that Idi Mnangagwa is forced to come to him. And I think this is one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever seen being given to Nelson Chamisa. Nelson Chamisa right now should be talking to Dr. Nkosana Moyo, should be talking to Manyika, he should be talking to Matapo, should be talking to Jonas, should be talking to Tokozani Kupe. These are the people that you need to bring on your side. Should be talking to Mzembe, should be talking to Kasukwere, all these guys who are coming up as opposition. Nelson Chamisa should be getting them behind himself. Then he should be talking to the people, giving them direction. Say to them, by April, we're going to stage mass action. We're going to get rid of these guys. 2020 is the year. The moment we move closer and closer to the elections, Idi Mnangagwa gets stronger and stronger. But young people don't have time. Young people want change now. And this is why Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya slammed Nelson Chamisa and his weak leadership team. I've told you that the leadership team of Nelson Chamisa, the weakest, people like Tendai Biti, they're mad. Those guys have got everything they need. Washman Ngube, he's mad. He's got everything that he needs. He doesn't need the MDC to do well. He'll still do well. Karenyi Kore, she's just happy to be there. Vice President, that's all she wants. She's got no other dream. Look at people at the bottom. Scala, Vice Chairman, Tabita Kumal, disappeared totally. The MDC rudderless as we speak. And I've said it before. We're going to be seeing more and more frustration as people want and demand change. Not only from Idi Mnangagwa, but people demand change from Nelson Chamisa. He needs to move. The reason why people want a young leader is they want action. And at the moment, action is missing. That's why people are calling Nelson Chamisa and his leadership team pathetic cowards. So that is a very interesting analysis of what Dr. Pedzisai Ruhanya said yesterday. Go and have a look on Twitter. I'll try to attach some of the tweets that he put in his thread here on gambakwe.com. Right, thank you very much for watching. And please, if you're watching this on our WhatsApp channel, forward it to as many people as possible. Engage with our channels, like our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and let's grow this thing. We are already employing over 20 people at Gambakwe Media, and we're heading towards that 100 people newsroom. We want to build one of the biggest media companies in Zimbabwe. We want to impact as many people as possible. Right, I'll be back in the afternoon with Mr. Albert Machapo as we continue to unpack his ideas. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again later today.